trusts intuition?
I'll say a little something on that.
Yeah, please.
That was something that I needed to post Saturn return. That's something I had to like rebuild, or even conceive of the fact that I have intuition that I can trust, because what all that first phase was like, found and finding out.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what do you mean intuition? Found myself in like, how do I possibly trust my intuition? But you know, it's another story now. Post Saturn return, and for me, post Uranus opposition. So that's a journey, and that's what I'll say about that.
It's such a fascinating insight that I've never considered. Like, how could you feel like you could trust your intuition if you just bounced into everything and then that developing? Thank you so much for sharing that. Super cool. And from there, we have Juggles multiple interests.
Oh my goodness. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Totally.
Yeah. And I'm an MG on top of the 6-3, so
that doesn't end. Yeah.
It's just chaos over here.
Yeah, that was probably around about year 2 where I was like, you hear about, you know, MGs just juggling all the things, and I was like, I'm not that, but I feel like I'm that. That 3-line energy will have you doing all the things. So, yep.
That's so great. I love when there's like finally one that like, oh my God, that's totally it. Like that's always like, I love that. Or what was it? I think it was like the 2 5s or the 5 2s. They all had like like in unison groan over one. Like, it was great. After that, we have acts on a whim.
Oh, I used to before I turned 30, and then I'm terrified to do that ever again after what I done. I'm like, never mind, that's okay. Like, it's in my heart, but I'm like, I don't think I will do that again. Yeah.
It's funny. I feel like the next one is a good follow-up. It loves spontaneous decisions. Except not the emotional ones. The emotional types would have to like wait that one out, I suppose.
Yeah,
I think that's my husband's least favorite one.
That's funny. Mine too, honestly. But usually I've ended up regretting it now, because I will make a spontaneous decision and then I get there and I'm like, people.
Yeah, right?
And I don't actually enjoy them as much as I did at one point. I do, but I still want to be apart from them.
You like the idea of them. You're like, this could be so great. And then you're like, wait, humans. Oh, I was so optimistic.
Right.
Yeah.
Signed up for like 3 things this weekend, and he's like, you know, that's a lot of things and a lot of peopling. I'm like, I know, but they all sounded fun at different times. So now I'm peopling all weekend long, which I'm just like, oh gosh.
Feel free to like hide in your car and lay down for a minute. That's what I do. I'm like, I'll be back in like 20 minutes. Bye.
The bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, seeks deep connections.
So I have the 59-6, so that makes like a lot of sense for me. But for my fellow 6-3s, is that like a thing for y'all?
I'm actually, yeah, I think I have like no social skills other than just deep topics. I'm that person. And it's like debilitating, because I become antisocial, because I'm like, they're going to not want to talk about esoteric teachings from Christ when I was like, they're not going to, like, I think about like all these things. I'm like, I don't know how to talk to people. And they're like, oh, wow, it's a heat advisory. And I'm like, yes. And then I look at them and I'm like, I don't know how to say, like, what do I do? So it's like, but yes, that's funny. But then in all seriousness, it's kind of like, well, I want to get a deep connection, but I have to get through the surface phase when you first meet someone. So I deeply desire it. And I have a gate 59, but I don't have 6, but that's still intimacy and stuff like that. So that is my jam. I really enjoy it. But it's getting through that part of like, I really want to connect to this person, but it's like I have to get through the dumb phase. Well, I think it's dumb, it's not, but like, it's like that normal phase. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
Wait, I'll talk about esoteric teachings of Christ with you.
Yeah.
Projector. There you go. You got friends now for this.
I love meeting new people and just being like, what's your deepest fear?
Yeah.
Let's just dive right on it. Just going right through nap time.
Right in.
Next up, we have Craves Freedom.
Yes. Always. I will take freedom always, and then I will burn myself to the ground in the process.
Oh, especially like the third line. I'm a 3/5, so I can relate a bit to that of just like that, like I gotta go, like that, like need to like break the bond and just like get away, and like hopefully not ruin it forever, but maybe.
Right? Maybe.
Next up, I feel like this is very fitting. Enjoys lively discussions.
About deep things, not the surface.
Yes, right. Yes. 100%. I love the passion in that. Yeah.
It's so fun because we also have a commenter who's been relating to like everything that you've been saying and all the things that are popping up. And so Whole Heart Awakening is that person. They also wrote, there are other topics besides esoteric.
Yeah.
I think that's another 6'3". I think that's Jared from our group.
Oh, perfect. They seemed like they were like one of y'all. Your type. Next up, we have Has a Playful Spirit.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I still go to the swing set. Like I'm 35 years old. I have to. I'm at the park. I do. I'm like 35 and I go to the swing sets. I have to play on this. Like I have to all the time. Like I don't even need a party. I don't need alcohol, but I do need to be playful in every activity I do. Like I hate the mundane routine. Routine helps me, but I have to make it interesting. I got to make it fun. I got to joking around with my kids during the mundane, boring task. It's like everything has to be, but not a joke, because obviously I can get deep and serious, but I have to add play. Like play is like my bread and butter. Also, I'm a projector, so it's like that's like your definition of success or something like that, right? So, but yeah.
So sweetness. Are we tasting sweetness or bitterness is the one way. Like I heard a friend explain it. I was like, that's so good.
Wow, that's a great question. I ask myself, I should do that.
Right. And it is your 6'3" ego manifester, Jared, which is fun. Yes. I'm an ego projector, so I have a warm spot for ego manifestors.
I bought a Squishmallow yesterday at Costco. I was like, my kids have Squishmallows. I'm getting one for myself.
Oh, guys, I got a Tamagotchi because I'm 12. Okay, so that's what I need. like I just saw it online. I was like, I gotta get this, and I'm just on this Tamagotchi all day. It's just,
well, I guess this fits. Fears boredom.
Yeah.
Yes. Always. I don't fear it as much as I once did. I feel like in the first phase, it was much more like I have to go do something all the time. But like I still sometimes I'm like, I have to go do something. Like I don't like to just be stagnant. It feels like stagnant to me.
Especially as a manifesting generator, I'd imagine like eventually you guys just like gotta go generate something.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
It's usually a mess.
I live with one. We love you guys. Next up, also fitting, needs variety. And there we have feels called to explore.
Do I say bingo?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I just didn't know if when we get bingo, if we say bingo.
No, say bingo. I mean, we'll keep going otherwise. So it's like you're welcome to not say it if you're just like having a blast. But
well, now I want to hear what Macamaya was going to say.
Oh, I was just going to say that as a 6'3", the fact that our roof phase has essentially like an asterisk next to it because like we're up there, but I feel like there's what do you call it? Like a trampoline down there. We jump, we bounce up. But I think the one that really hit for me was when someone said it's like having a ladder strapped to your back. And you'll be up there and your 6 personalities like, I'm fine up here. It's fine. We're chill. We're cooling. And your your body, you're just so unconscious of it, just like unfurls that ladder and you're pulled back. And so it really be like that.
That's a
So
great description.
forced to explore sometimes, it feels like.
Well, that makes sense.